Kingdom 1803 and 1 EMP took down the Great Ziggurat. Here's the secret how. Let's go. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the First Empire. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look now at the Great Ziggurat that we took down just the other night. And there's one big secret that we learned through our trials of trying to take this thing down that will hopefully help you guys in the future. Maybe some of you are going into your first KVK, or maybe some have struggled in the past, maybe some have been in KVKs but just haven't had the opportunity to take down the Great Ziggurat, and now your alliance is. But there was one key thing that we figured out that ended up helping us in the end. And so as you can see, Kingdom 1803 and the three alliances here, my alliance 1 EMP, APOC, and APG, all coordinated to run a triple rally on this Great Ziggurat. Now, something interesting and something that was on the forefront of our thinking going into the planning for this, was we had to take it down super fast. Everybody kept saying, we have 5 minutes or 6 minutes before you got to take this thing down, otherwise it just heals completely and it's a disaster. And so that was our thinking with the triple rallies. We wanted to just do as much damage as we could to this thing as quickly as we could, just take it down. Any one of these three alliances, I know a lot of the players personally, and them, we've worked very hard on our rally commanders and our garrison commanders just in prep for this KVK, and so all of them are equally competent to probably take this down on their own. But like I said, we just felt like we had to do a bunch of damage to this. And so with that being said, you can see here we've got a Mina Cow that I'm using, just a classic Mina CC. We've got another Mina and a third Mina. So we just went with the classic combinations. Now, APG was using a Khan. We just had Khan on the wheel. Actually, it was going on during this, I believe. And so I'm not sure. I don't think his Khan is quite expertise, but I know it was level 60. Hades did a great job grinding on some barbs, getting that experience, and getting him leveled up, and I think he was pretty close to expertise. So, but we're just going with the classic here. And for those of you that don't know, as we're watching this video, you can see the Ziggurat healing in smaller increments. And so what's happening is, as the Ziggurat loses 3% health, it shoots out, you can kind of see these cannonballs every once in a while, shoots out these believers. These summons these believers, these barbs that go from the end of the lane and they work their way back to the Ziggurat. Well, anytime one of those barbs reaches that Ziggurat, it heals it. And so even though we're just doing a massive amount of damage here, you can see we're not really getting that health bar lower. And so it's at this point we're kind of scratching our heads and thinking, what the heck? I mean, we're doing plenty of damage. We're reinforcing our rallies. You can see that's what I was doing. I'm opening up my rally quite frequently, making sure it's staying topped off, making sure people aren't reinforcing from too far or too great a distance, taking up space. And so this was just kind of a head scratcher for us, because again, we came into this thinking we had to generate and create a lot of damage quickly, and we had to kill this thing quickly. And we did that. You noticed at the very beginning of the rally, mine hit first. Then I think APOX came in, and then APG came in right after that. we had this plan to where APG was going to take the first occupation rewards. Again, just shows the collaboration and coordination we have in our kingdom. That we're not very greedy. We share amongst all the alliances equally, especially to where they how they contribute to the kingdom for KVK. We're a very fair kingdom, and so we already had this planned out, and we actually had members hop over in equal distributions in APG. So we had a lot of EMP members over there, we had a lot of APOC members over there, we had a lot of MSOT members, kind of our top 4 alliances, to make sure that they got those first occupation rewards. But regardless, we went into this thinking we got to create a lot of damage. We did that. So you can see we had a special chat kind of set up just for the rally captains to coordinate, and you could see the coordination was right on. Our rallies hit exactly how we wanted to, because we knew APG, we needed to have them have the first occupation. I kind of wanted to hit first, so I'd be taking most of the damage, and then APOC would be taking damage, and then we kind of wanted to ladder it, but we wanted them to hit at the same time. So here we're just communicating and talking about, let's just go ahead and kind of regroup, refill the rallies. Another huge problem we have such great activity in our kingdom. You can see the massive amounts of people that showed up to fill the lanes and do their job of destroying and killing those believers as they shot out, and also the guardians that we anticipated coming, just like we've seen at all the structures previous to this throughout KVK. And so it wasn't lack of this first trial. It definitely wasn't lack of participation. We had plenty of people, and the lag was so bad, and we had too many people, or too many members participating, that the lag was so bad it would actually blank out the screen. You'll see a couple times throughout the video that you can't see anything. You can't see your marches, you can't see the rallies, you can't even see the ziggurat, and you can't see the believers. And that was also a problem that we had. And so it's tough to kill things when you can't click on them and target them. And so definitely there's one big secret that I'll reveal at the end of this video, or towards the end of this video, that was a difference maker. But just as a bonus secret, we actually sent some people home, and what we did is, during this regroup here, we actually decided, hey, look, we can kill the believers. If people have multiple marches in that lane, let's get them to condense. Let's get them to just keep one march out there. We don't need them to have 3-4 marches. So let's get them to lower that. Just bring one march in the lane, and let's see if we can kind of clean up some of this lag, so we can see what the heck is going on, and we can actually target stuff. And so that's what we did. We regrouped. That's what we decided would be best is go ahead and clean up the amount of people we have. And it was a very odd time of night for MSOT, which is an Asian alliance. So they didn't have quite as many people on, so it just allowed us to kind of maneuver. So we had so many in these 3 lanes, we kind of maneuvered and helped shift those over to help them in this lane. Because I don't know if Lilith knows it or not. It sure did seem like they kind of wanted to make it as hard as possible, but it's almost like they knew this lane was light, and that's where most of the believers seem to be shooting off. And so it's kind of a random thing which lane it decides to shoot those on. But anyways, so that's one of the first adjustments we made, is we limited the amount of people that we had in lanes, just to help reduce some of that lag that we saw we were having. So now the biggest secret revealed. yes, you have to kill the Ziggurat within the first 5-6 minutes, whatever it is. Otherwise, it completely re-heals. So there is a little bit of a timetable there. But the key is, because of that skill that the Ziggurat has, because of that power where every time it's reduced by 3% power, it spits out one of those believers down one of the lanes. The biggest secret is you don't want to generate so much damage at one given time to where the believers are unmanageable, because it's just spitting them out left and right. So you want to give your lanes a chance to be able to focus down the believer, and they can do that when there's a single believer, or maybe at max 2 in a lane, because they're not weak. I mean, they're not impossible, but you get 2, 3, 4 of those in a lane at a time, it becomes difficult to eliminate them all before, and then they start reaching. I mean, just by simple massive numbers. I mean, just by having too many of them, they take a little bit of time to kill. So having a manageable number of believers is critically important. So the adjustment that we made, and I just absolutely love working with the leadership in this kingdom. Nobody's got an ego. Everybody's open up to new ideas. We talk things out. We brainstorm on each other's behalf. So, I just said, hey, look, I'm tanking. I'm the first rally to hit. So why don't I use like an Ethelfled Richard to do maybe some debuffing, but primarily my job of my rally was to take the bulk of the damage. And I didn't want to put out a lot of damage, because we obviously just saw the problem with that. So I wanted to do less damage, be able to receive more of the damage, let APOC come in second, maybe deal a little bit more damage as a safety net, and APG hit right after that. So those would be the 2 damage dealing rallies to make sure we got it down within that time frame, where my rally was really just the tanking, give me the damage, I don't want to deal a bunch out, and at the same time maybe just have some benefits of some debuffing. And so that's what we did. And what you'll notice is we fared a lot better, because remember, we pulled people out of those lanes. We had too many people. The lag was just too terrible. We couldn't even see what was going on. We wanted to make that adjustment. And so, the unknown, the kind of big question mark was, well, with people just having one in the lane, those believers, they're not impossibly strong by any means, but they're not weak either. Will one march be enough to take care of whatever believers come down the lane? And so we wanted to make sure it was. And so this is kind of our adjustment upon adjustment. Second time that we are going to rally this thing, I'm showing them, just double checking my equipment, making sure they're good with that. I wanted to put in a bunch of health, defense type equipment, again, getting away from the attack stats. I didn't want to create a bunch of attack. And so, here we go. Here's my rally coming in. We've coordinated the times with the other rally leaders. We've got mixed troops favoring infantry, and so it would just be a lot more tanky, be able to take on a lot more damage, and just easier for people to reinforce too, not being picky about the troop type. Like, just stick something in there, just keep it full, and just stick something in there. And so so maybe a little bit of an odd combination. I don't know, like, who out there in the rock world was maybe watching this live. I know, our Lost Kingdom chats and our Kingdom chats, people are posting stuff all the time, like, hey, check out this kingdom, they're attacking the Ziggurat, let's watch it. And you kind of watch other kingdoms, see how they fare. So I'm sure if maybe we're in the limelight of some, other governors out there and other kingdoms watching. They probably were like, really, Ethelfled Richard, that's an interesting combo. And so, now that it was just part of our problem solving, and that's what I love about this game. I think a lot of people do is it doesn't get boring because it forces you to do some problem solving. It forces you to work along the side of many different individuals from across the globe, and so it has challenges in all aspects, and not just the gameplay aspect of it, but also with the community aspect of it, the Diplo aspect of it. There's just so many layers to this game, and that's what I think a lot of people enjoy about it. It's definitely intellectual to be able to play a game like this, and not just a here's this level, here's this boss, beat this boss, go to the next level. It's a continuous problem solving type game, and you have to adapt. You've got different things, different issues, different things popping up all the time, and so couldn't be more proud of our kingdom, of the top alliances in our kingdom, the sub alliances and family alliances of those alliances. I mean, we just as a whole we really work well together for the good of the kingdom. And it's not a mentality everybody had. It's not a mentality to be honest, it's not a mentality 1EMP had coming in, and it's something that we were taught, we were showed, and we made the adjustment, and have just done it a whole lot better that way. So, but you can see, so cancel my rally, are getting ready to. We coordinated first occupation rewards, like I told you at the beginning of the video, move people in and out. Made sure that was all great, so I'm just making sure with plenty of time I canceled my rally so that there wasn't any chance of us accidentally getting in. And to my point, although we do a lot of good things and we do a lot of great things, you can see there, we got the king buff over there on APG side. We got a lot of members from APOC and the EMP and all our other alliances in APG because they were supposed to get first occupation rewards, but you can see what happened. APOC actually didn't cancel their rally in time. They got the first occupation rewards. Could have been a huge mess, a huge fight. Came together as a kingdom. Obviously knew it was a error and an honest mistake. Supreme's a good friend of mine. I talked to him quite a bit. I know he didn't purposely do that, but it just shows, nobody's perfect. No kingdom's perfect. We all make mistakes, and but what's good is we came together afterwards. Obviously emotions were high after that. We did a lot of work, had a lot of people over there, and but we got it worked out and figured out a solution. We turned to what's the solution versus how can we make this more of a problem. So as good as we did with our planning, our prep, our adjustments, coordination of our rallies, this kingdom's got it all together. There's some humbleness for everybody to see in plain view. Yes, we still make mistakes, and we'll get better from them. So next time we run a triple rally, we'll just know to cancel with plenty of time. But that's it for today. Again, if you liked this video, if you found that it was helpful, I'm not one to beg, but I've been told I'm supposed to say, please like and subscribe to the channel. It supports the channel. This channel supports the alliances, the kingdom. I put this channel together simply to help those in, and it's grown to a larger community, which I enjoy and I'm thankful for. And as long as you guys still come, like the videos, give me feedback, comment below if there's something specific that maybe you want to see that we did or learn about, or if there's something I can help you with, comment below. I'll definitely address that. I try to answer all my comments as they come in. But until next time, we will check out. Peace.